Me and my wife went to a retirement seminar a couple years ago. She's on her 29th year right now. But they made a statement at that retirement seminar, and I never really had thought about it. And I don't think a lot of people think about this in retirement, maybe even throughout their life. They said, what is your plan when you retire? Do you have a plan? Because a lot of people plan on retiring, and when they get there, they don't know what to do with themselves. They have put their identity in their job, what they do, and they don't have a next plan in their life. And to give you my personal example of what I'm planning to do, well, I've got some hobbies I love to do. I mean, I like to fish. Man, I love to fish as much as anybody. But I can't fish all the time. You may say, well, I could. Well, I could, but that's not very productive. I want to also do something productive in my retirement. I want to volunteer for some things. I want to help some people in some areas and do some things. But one of the things that I'm doing right now is this YouTube channel. And this is more where I'm geared right now and where I'm headed, talking about things in life that I've done and maybe put some nuggets out there for some people. So it's one of my plans as well, is to do YouTube and to fish and help people. I've always heard this saying right here: you never want to leave a job until you have a job in place, to have that income coming in. That's just good advice to follow. Because if you want to eat and live indoors, you need a source of income coming in. And it's people that's left jobs because they were mad or they got their little old feelings hurt or whatever, and they said, well, I'll just quit. Well, they quit out of frustration and anger and living on their emotions, and they didn't have a plan in place. And then they're like, I don't have any money and I'm hungry. Can you help me? So, well, did you have a plan in place before you quit? No, I just quit because I was mad. Well, that's no reason to live on your feelings instead of what you know. So it's always good to have a plan in place for what you're doing. But, if you're like me, you need to pray about that plan. Having a plan is a good thing, but I want to make sure that it lines up with what the Lord would have me to do in my life. I don't want to start anything in life and think it's a good idea or anything and ask Him to bless it. Not saying that He won't bless it, but I just try to practice, Lord, I need your leadance and guidance in this life, because if I try to do everything on my own, I'm going to mess it up. And ask God to lead you in that plan. You say, well, how do I know if I'm doing the right thing in my plan of life? Well, this is kind of from my personal experience. This is the way I kind of digest this thing and understand it, is that if you start doing something in your life, and this kind of goes along, well, I'll talk about that in another video. I don't want to get off on that. If you start something and you're doing something and you don't have peace about it, if you don't have peace about it and it's taking away your peace and your joy and your enjoyment, you're probably not doing what you need to be doing. You might want to reevaluate this thing and might want to change directions, fine-tune it, or quit doing it and find you something else. That's kind of how I've had to do things, because I have done things out of grudgery, because I said I would, because I believe being a man of your word, you tell somebody you're going to do something, you need to follow through with it. But anyway, that's kind of how I've had to base things, is that, if I'm doing something out of grudgery and it's a push of having to do it, it's probably not something that I really should be doing. I mean, you say, well, I do that every day in my job. I work a job, and I'm not happy there. Well, you either need to change your mindset, get happy with it, or you need to find a job that you enjoy a little bit more, because you don't need to live your life miserable. I don't believe God intended us to live this life miserable on this earth. A lot of that misery we bring on ourselves by our poor choices and our poor planning in life. That's just kind of what I've had on my mind for, a few days. And I've been kind of thinking about that and chewing on that. And I kind of want to put that out there, and you take that and do what you want to with it. You can just well, that don't apply to me. That's the most ridiculous thing I ever heard of, or it's encouraging to me and makes me think. So you do what you need to. By the way, hello everyone. My name's Jeff, and I appreciate you stopping by the channel. And if you hit that thumbs up and that subscribe button, if you like this content, this kind of content, I'd appreciate it. And y'all have a great day. And I think I actually made it through this video without too many blunders, so there's not going to be any blunders at the end. Hey, y'all have a blessed day. And if you'd like to help support this channel, I'm going to put a link in the description below where you can buy me a coffee. I'd appreciate it. Have a great day.